Look at this satellite imagery here on the morning of the 30th of August 2020. This is Typhoon Maysak, and this storm is intensifying. Expected to undergo rapid intensification over the course of the next 48 hours, up to a Category 4 storm system, not quite a super typhoon, but close, passing just towards the west of Okinawa-Honto. In fact, microwave imagery, we peer through these upper-level clouds to see that inner eye really starting to develop in here, and this just kind of gives you an idea of how symmetrical this is under all of that cirrus shield and how well organized this system is becoming as it starts to move off here towards the north. About it. Well, key thing is that right now it is a Category 1, but it is moving into this area of favorable conditions. Low shear, looking at very warm sea surface temperatures, and passing just west of Okinawa on Monday evening through Tuesday morning. So this is going to be typhoon conditions when it passes right on by. The good news is that the track is trending west, but the bad news, rapid intensification, I've made it RI just to shorten it up here, is still likely to occur, and that means we're going to be looking still at a very big wind field. So even though the track is confident to pass towards the west here, I still think that you want to prepare. You want to make sure all light objects are secure out there, batteries are charged. Just be smart. This storm is not going to be no joke. Actually, take a look at the track here. Now, you know one thing I love, absolutely love about JTWC's warning maps, or the U.S. Navy's warning maps just in general, is the fact that you put on these tropical storm strength wind fields, and it just shows you that the entire island of Okinawa, that is this line right in here, that outer line, is going to be within that 34 to 63 knot sustained winds. The core of the winds, those 100 and what is this showing? 20 knots? Jeez Louise. That is going to be remaining offshore based on the current track. But, I mean, still, destructive winds could be very well possible. Now, I say based on the current track. There are still some factors that could swing this either east or west. I've been talking about the last few days. There's this upper level trough right in here, a tut, that's located just east of Okinawa. And I still think that this is going to allow that to drift a little bit further towards the east. But what a lot of the models and what JMA and GTWC have all been hinting at on is that that tut having less impact on it and allowing that high to kind of bridge in and push this further towards the south and west before getting picked up out of this trough moving across the East China Sea. So the three factors are why. Look at something like the GFS ensemble here, and there is this spread from northern Okinawa all the way out there towards Miyako-Jima. The ECMWF, though, does keep most of that further towards the west, and that's why I'm pretty confident this is going to pass just west of the island. In fact, this model here, the HWRF, I think is one of the better ones with handling the storm system at this time. For direction, intensity, it does bottom it out down to around 910 millibars, which would be absolutely insane, but I like where it takes it. I don't like it, I'm just saying I like the forecast it's kind of putting out here, and I kind of agree with it. So you have Miyako-Jima right here, and this is Okinawa, and even though it kind of passes just towards the southwest, this is a key thing to keep in mind. Those dangerous winds do extend out from it, and you can just see here in the darker purples, places like Naha getting these typhoon strength winds. This would be showing right around midnight by Monday into Tuesday morning, and then scoot ahead here to about 3 a.m. Just absolutely getting blasted. That would be that's showing 100 knot sustained winds over the island. Now, I do want to compare it up with the GFS because, you know, idea of how these models could differ. The GFS passing by about 3 to 6 a.m. It does keep the core of those destructive winds offshore. Even offshore of Miyako-Jima, really nobody gets hit directly by it with tropical storm strength conditions across Okinawa. So here's the key thing I really cannot stress enough. The most difficult thing about forecasting for islands, unlike, say, Florida, for example, is that when a hurricane hits Florida, somebody in some shape or form is going to see those core winds. When you're forecasting for islands, if that inner eye wall misses the island, which fingers crossed it does, then no one sees it, and everybody always goes, where was the storm that you forecasted? And it all depends, especially when we're talking about small islands and these large storm systems, the difference between 50 to 100 miles, even a Trishobial wobble could change things up quite dramatically as far as the forecast is concerned. Look at this track and you see it's moving west of Okinawa. You think life is good, no worries, everything's great. I still say stay inside. heading outdoors can be very dangerous. In fact, I like this graphic from tenki.jp. A little translating on here. Now, at this time, the Japan Meteorological Agency is actually expecting about 30 to 40 meters per second with gust upwards about 50 to 60 there in southern Okinawa. This is what they say. Being outside is straight up dangerous. Actually, this says something along the lines that could result in serious injury or even death. That's always the case in Okinawa, guys. The buildings there are 9 out of 10 built for these storms. You just don't go outside. Vehicles flip, things like that. You know, you just want to be smart. Now, eventually, if we do look at the long range, after the storm blows through the southern Japanese islands, it is going to turn north, and we can actually see another system. This will be the fourth one this year. Typically, it's only 1 or 2 that hits the Korean Peninsula, but this could be the fourth one that hits South Korea around Busan, very highly populated area, maybe passing just towards the west of Fukuoka, around Sasebo as well. You want to keep a very close eye on this heading into Wednesday as this moves further towards the north. And then if we look even a little bit further out, GFS, there has been this repeated surge coming in around Shikoku over towards the Kii Peninsula and the Kinki region of another system spinning up there. I think that could be a big rainmaker if that does come to pass. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Right now, of course, all the attention is on this guy, but maybe by the weekend and the early next week, there could be a secondary low kind of spinning up behind us we could be paying very close attention to. It's this guy actually over here towards the east. But anyways, if you like tracking the tropics, this is the time to do it. We are nearing the peak of season. It's been quiet thus far, but with this guy blowing up and it moving into just this area that's going to allow for rapid intensification, all eyes are definitely on Maysak here. So stay safe out there, guys. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know down in the comment box below. If you haven't already, please check out my YouTube channel, Westpac Weather. I have plenty of educational stuff there. I even made a video about the top 10 typhoons to hit Okinawa in the last decade. I think if you are new to the island, you might find them kind of interesting. Anyways, stay safe out there. And as always, thanks for watching.